Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about my July TBR. It's a little bit ambitious, but I really want to see what it is I am able to get to, so let's just get right into it. The first book is a carryover from my June TBR, which I'll link up above and down below for you if you're interested in that video. But the book that I'm talking about is The Coward by Stephen Aryan. This book is about a man named Kel who was hailed as a hero at 17 because he went on a quest with a bunch of other people, and it's believed that he has slayed this evil monster, and after which he was the lone survivor. And now, years later, a similar circumstance has arrived where he's called upon to be the hero again. But Kel has a secret, and it's that he was only able to accomplish his reputation of his by sheer dumb luck. He is, in fact, a coward. I really wanted to finish this book in June, but I'm unfortunately going to have to carry it over into July. But don't worry, I'm about 41% through this book currently, and it is due at my library very soon. So I will be 100% getting through this book, and I'll share my thoughts with you guys on it in my July wrap up. If you're watching this in the future after the July wrap up has already been posted, I will link that video up above and down below for you once it's out. The next book is also a carryover from my June TBR, and that is episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. This book was very high up on my most anticipated releases of January 2023, which I will link up above and down below for you guys if you're interested in that. But this book is an epistolary novel about a husband-wife team who have a ghost hunting reality TV show. And in episode 13 of the show, the couple uncovers hauntings and secrets of this old mansion that is now a paranormal research foundation. And the husband in particular is determined to prove that the mansion is in fact haunted. I'm super excited about this book because it is an epistolary novel, and those are my favorite types of books to read. So that's what initially drew me towards this book. I'm not a huge paranormal reader, but I think the story itself sounds like it's going to be really interesting. The story is told a number of different ways, whether it be texts, podcasts, and journal clippings. Also, this book is also due rather soon at my library, so again, I'm definitely going to be getting to it this month, I promise. The next book that we have is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This book is about a woman named Emma, which I think is really awesome because we share a name. But yes, about a woman named Emma who reads a really badly written horror book and leaves a 1-star review about it online. And afterwards, the author responds to the review and they end up in an online argument. And then shortly after, all these weird things start happening to Emma, and she later learns that this author has a history of writing books about stalkers and murderers. I'm not going to lie, the premise of this book sounds really interesting to me, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I'm really hoping that I'm not disappointed in this one, because I've been super disappointed in the mystery thrillers that I've been reading lately, so I'm hoping this does not follow that trend. The next book we have is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. Now, I actually saw this book in Barnes & Noble when it first came out last year and was super drawn to the cover. And I thought it was going to be a mystery thriller, but having read the back of the book, it seemed like it leaned more towards the supernatural or paranormal side of things. So once I saw that when I was reading the summary in the Barnes & Noble, I changed my mind about wanting to get it. Supernatural and paranormal are not book subjects that I tend to delve into a lot, as I mentioned, but for some reason I remembered this book recently though, and a few times since I discovered that I had an urge to read it, as weird as that might sound, so I'm really excited to see how this book goes. This book is about a woman named Mallory who starts to babysit this little boy who one day draws a picture of a man digging a hole to bury a body. As time goes on, his drawings get more and more sinister, and Mallory begins to believe this boy may have witnessed a murder. Along with getting more and more disturbing, this boy also starts to draw pictures that are beyond his skill level for his age, so Mallory begins to think that something supernatural might be going on as well. Obviously, I'm reading episode 13, which is in a similar genre as this book, and I really did overall enjoy How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. If you want my full thoughts on that book, I'll link my May wrap up above and down below for you. But This definitely seems to be like a genre that I'm starting to become more interested in, and the premise of this book actually reminded me of the premise of The Boy Who Drew Monsters, which is actually a book that's been on my radar for a couple of years. So obviously I do have a growing interest in this genre, so we'll see how I fare with it. The next book we have is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I'm reading this book because it's the July pick for a book club that I'm in, and I'm going to be completely honest, I've heard about this book everywhere, and even so, it's not a book that I planned on picking up, mostly because of the hype around it. And the fact that the title of the book so clearly is meant to draw people in, which I totally understand that's how marketing works. But I don't know, I'm super weird and I'm not really drawn in by stuff like that. And also, just in general, I'm not a huge memoir reader. I know those aren't the best reasons not to read a book, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys about it because that's how I feel. I will obviously give this book a chance, though, of course, and we will see what I think about it. I am interested in the behind the scenes looks that I'm sure we're going to get as far as Hollywood is concerned. So that could be very interesting. Next up on my list is a book that I haven't gotten from my library yet, but it is The Rumor Game. This book seems to be about pretty much the life of a rumor, from what really happened to how it started to how it's spreading. From what I can tell, this is also kind of an epistolary book told from, text messages and, just pretty much things that are not just regular prose and text. I'm super excited about this book because I really do love kind of sometimes the juicy, gossipy kinds of stories. They're kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. So I am very excited for this book. So when I decided to read The Rumor Game, I was actually reminded of a book that I wanted to read last August, and that book is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This book is about 5 students who get detention, and only 4 students come out alive. The person who was murdered is this guy named Simon, who had a juicy secret that he was going to reveal about, I guess, one of the kids that ended up living. So obviously, after that happens, the students are seen as suspects. I am really excited about getting to this book. As I said in my August TBR, which I will link up above and down below for you if you're interested in that, I saw that this was actually a series that's on TV, so I might even do a book versus series comparison. And I only discovered after I had first discovered this book that it is actually part of the series, and I guess the 3rd book is coming out, so I think it would be a great time to start reading this, and if I like it and want to continue, so be it. But yes, I am very excited for this book. The next 2 books that I'm going to talk about are also carryovers. This book was also on my August TBR of last year, but then it also made my November TBR of last year, which I'll link the November TBR above and down below for you guys if you want to watch that. But I have had this book on my shelf for so long. My mom got it from Book of the Month, and I've been meaning to read it. I just never got to it. I would really like to get to it this summer, though, because I really love reading books about summer in the summer, as I'm sure a lot of us do. This book is about a woman named Daphne who is asked by a old friend of hers named Drew to be in her wedding, which is kind of weird for Daphne because they kind of lost touch. At the wedding festivities, though, Daphne actually ends up going missing, and a lot of things start to come out about her. And Drew just kind of starts to realize why Daphne might have wanted her there at the wedding festivities. I am excited about finally getting to this book. This is probably going to be a priority for me because, as I mentioned, I want to read it in the summer. And then also by Jennifer Weiner, we have The Summer Place. This is another book that was on my November TBR. Again, also excited about reading it because of the fact that it's summer. Similarly to Big Summer, this book is about someone who is having a wedding, but with this one, the secrets seem to kind of revolve more around people in the family of the person who's getting married, an extended family. One of the things that is said about this book is this one will solve all your I can't get into this book right now problems, and I feel like I have that problem a lot, so I'm really hoping that this book delivers on that end. So yeah, these are all the books that I am hoping to get to in the month of July, plus The Rumor Game coming to a total of 9 books. This is rather ambitious for me. I have not had this much of an ambitious TBR, I think, until last year, and we all saw how that went. But I am very determined to get to all these books this month because I am very excited about them and want to see how I feel about them. And most importantly, I want to talk to you guys about them. So yeah, let me know in a comment down below what's on your TBR for this month. Let me know if you've read any of these. And let me know which book you guys are looking the most forward to on your reading list. I do have a book blog. I will link that down below for you if you're interested in reading that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.